I remember you was conflicted, misusing your influence. Sometimes I did the same, abusing my power, full of resentment. Do you know who said these words? Soulja Boy in 1982, right before the Civil War broke out, and I chose this quote specifically for this video because I feel like with this topic right here at hand, this Panthers fan base is on the brink of having a civil war. Now, we all remember how Eric Reid came to the team. We had a need for safety. We saw Colin Jones go out there. We had some big problems, and we continue to have some big problems in the secondary. Eric Reid came in the middle of the season, after 2-3 weeks actually, but he came in and he was a huge upgrade from my former captain, general at this point, Colin Jones. I'm gonna miss the man, but he was not very good or good at all or even NFL talent ready. I'll keep it real with you. Colin Jones should never touch the field unless it's on special teams. But we went ahead and we signed Eric Reid 3 weeks into the NFL season, and we know the reason why Eric Reid was still available 3 weeks into the NFL season. I will not get into that, but if you know, you know. This isn't the time to talk about all of that. But this news right here, after, if you remember, just last offseason, he signed a 3-year deal with the team. The first deal was a prove-it deal. It was only for the last, 13 games. He was playing really good. Eric Reid was playing very solid in that first year. This past year, I think he had an MCL issue and a different kind of leg issue going on there. He didn't play the best, but he did set the franchise record in tackles. I believe he had 130 tackles this past season. The dude was doing work. Now, let's be honest, the reason why he did have so many tackles was because our front line and our linebackers could not even look at a running back without falling on their backs and saying, "Oh, don't hit me. Hey, bro, just go on past." They would roll out the red carpet and say, "Did you want to get 5 yards? How would you feel about 8? 9? 10, like the wrong kind of a bidding war of an auction. You want 5, 7, 8, 9. You want 10. Oh, last call is called 12 yards. You want a touchdown? Sold. This man right here, this bum 38-year-old Adrian Peterson, you get a touchdown. You get a touchdown. You're a backup running back? Well, hell, you get a touchdown too. Then Eric Reid sitting back there like, okay, well, if you're not going to tackle him, then you're not going to tackle him, and you're not going to tackle him, I guess this is my tackle now. And that's how I got a lot of his tackles last season. It is what it is. But the point of the matter is that Eric Reid probably still had a very strong case for being on this team, still, no matter how you felt about him. And I thought he was good at tackling. He did have some missteps here and there, but he wasn't always that great in coverage. But the point of the matter is, looking at all that is not a big issue because Eric Reid was still a good safety. Looking at this tweet here from Joe Person talking about how Eric Reid signed a 3-year extension 13 months ago, cutting him saves the Panthers $3 million versus the cap, but also adds $5 million more in dead money. So that's what? $2 million we're under now by cutting Eric Reid. And he goes on to say that the Panthers are the runaway leaders in dead cap at around $34.5 million. Now, that's about right for what you see when teams are rebuilding. They put a lot of money in dead cap, they cut guys, and they try to load all the dead money in one season so they have more money moving forward because the money is going to hit on those same players in the following year. So in a way, it kind of does make sense for the future. But right now, we have a lot of dead money on the books. And then there's this other tweet from Jordan Rodriguez right here saying, "Am told that the Panthers starting safety tandem is expected to be Juston Burris, who we just signed 2-3 days ago, and Trey Boston, who was just extended not too long ago himself." And that was the team's targeted plan entering free agency. On Burris' staff is pretty high on him and goes with Rule, wanting to find up-and-comers. Now, hold up just a minute. I feel like we've been bamboozled. I thought this man, Juston Burris, was going to be the backup free safety. I think that's what everyone pretty much thought at the time. 2 years, $8 million. Trey Boston hadn't been signed yet, and Eric Reid just signed a 3-year deal just this past offseason, so we assumed, okay, Eric Reid's on the team, at least for the next year. I guess Trey Boston's looking for more money, so he signed this guy who's a safety, but also played corner. So, I mean, maybe he can be the backup safety, but he can also be a guy who comes in nickel packages, or maybe in some sort of sets, he comes in as the number 2 corner, or maybe we go to a dime look and he comes in sometimes. I don't know, but we all assumed that he was going to be the free safety or something like that. I don't think anyone thought that Juston Burris was going to be the starting strong safety, and I'm actually kind of confused as to why the team was already dead set on him being the starting strong safety approaching the beginning of free agency. A guy who didn't start, a guy who was drafted in the 4th round, and then immediately the team that drafted him the next year used their 1st and 2nd round picks both on safeties. He might be good. He might even be the answer we're looking for. But as of right now, I do not see it. And I guess these guys, Matt Rule and the people upstairs in the Panthers, are the ones who are paid to be the ones to see this. But I gotta tell you right now, this is not a good look, especially when you cut a guy like Eric Reid, who, I mean, has been a little outspoken. Let's be honest. He's been outspoken, and there are times when, even if he's right, he do be talking a lot, like mentioning every single time the man gets a test for steroids or whatever. We get it, bro. I mean, look, I think the NFL is definitely targeting the man. They don't like him. It's obvious. You filed a grievance against the league. You know they're going to be after you, my brother. You know they're going to be after you. After the 10th time of saying it, I guess you can see from where the ownership or the front office has just said, look, bro, I just don't know what to think about this. Like, let's just go ahead and move on. We don't need to hear about this all the time. But at the same time, you bring in a dude like Juston Burris. Now, I will say, if he looks good in training camp, preseason, and whatnot, I will admit that I am wrong right now. I have no problem admitting when I am wrong. But I need the Panthers organization to do the same. I need them to admit the wrongs that they've committed, because they've committed quite a few wrongs this week. And I would not be surprised if the ultimate wrong was committed coming up very, very soon. I don't want to speak on it just yet, but I have a sad feeling that this Panthers organization is about to do what no Panthers fan wants them to do. And I think you know what I'm talking about. But Eric Reid being gone like this, I mean, the dude posted this tweet right here saying, "It's been a pleasure, Carolina. I enjoyed my time and support I received from the fans, media, teammates, and staff. They will be remembered. Looking forward to furthering my career in another city." That's crazy to me, bro. It sounds like Matt Rule and David Tepper just do not like any players with any kind of social media following. That's what it looks like to me. It looks like they're trying to make a team full of nobodies and prove they can build a team of no names and build those guys themselves and show that, hey, look, I did this. Y'all didn't believe in these guys. These weren't guys before they got here. They got here under this new system, under this new ownership, and we built this. This is our, I guess, signature on the NFL, and that's a good bet if you win it. If you're proven right, that's a really good bet. But if all this turns out wrong, well, that's a whole different story. Either way, man, that's all I got for you right now. Eric Reid is no longer on the Panthers after, 1, setting the franchise record in tackles, and 2, just signing a 3-year extension just last offseason. I hope you got your money, bro. That's all I got for you, though. What are your thoughts on Eric Reid being cut? The thoughts on the team in general? The moves being made? The front office? The ownership? Is this Marty Hurney? Is this David Tepper? Or is this Phil Snow and Rev Rule making these decisions? Or is it all of them together? Who do you think is having the most, I guess, say in these moves being made by the Carolina Panthers? Let me know all your thoughts in the comments below. And you already know to do with that like button.
Cheers to you, appreciate the chance. Been told y'all I been the man. Been told y'all I had the gift. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Real ones gonna recommend. Count this as another win.